How we doing, guys? Good, good, good. Give me just a few minutes and we're going to start the Bible quiz, okay? All right.
Can we dance? Can I show you a dance? Are you ready? Let's go. Everybody to the Jesse. Give them.
Hello, hello. Okay. All right. Everybody good? Hello? All right, so I'm going to introduce our quiz masters and time clock keepers, and then they're going to call up our contestants for this year's Bible quiz, okay? Okay? All right, I want you guys to give them a big round of applause as I introduce them. We have our patron pastor, Reverend Mark Alting. We have Elder Patrick Asante. We have Priscilla from Virginia. Sorry, Maryland. And then we have our National Secretary, Mama. All right, can we give it up for them, please? All right, so just so we're clear, our patron pastor, Reverend Marcus, came up with the questions. So there's no bias here. Can't say nobody cheated. If you win, you win. If you lose, try again next time. All right? All right? Cool. I'm going to give the mic over to them, and they are going to talk you guys through this year's Bible quiz.
Hello, everyone. Okay, cool. So the Bible quiz is going to take place in 4 rounds. Yeah, and like Ara said, we tried to make things really unbiased this year. There's no draw your sword. All of it is based on knowledge from the Bible, from reading your NIV version. Okay, so if you didn't read the NIV version, I'm so sorry. That's crazy. But yeah, we're gonna try to make this as fair as possible. We have somebody keeping time. We have somebody keeping score. We're here asking all of the questions are all up here. So, hopefully it'll go well. But I'm gonna go ahead and call up the churches. So when I call your name, if you could start from here, the church, and then, make some noise from your church, support them, cool. Okay, so can I get the representatives from CTK? CTK, y'all got some haters, clearly. Okay. Can I get my 2 representatives from Philly? All right, all right. Can I get my 2 representatives from our host church, Emmanuel Bronx? Can I get my Can I get my 2 people from Atlanta? Ooh. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Can I get my 2 people from Bethel, Brooklyn? Can I get my 2 people from Virginia? Can I get my 2 people from Ohio? Can I get my 2 people from UBPC? Can I get my 2 people from Toronto? And can I get my 2 people from Montreal?
Hello? Hi. Hi. Hello? Okay, so the first 2 rounds will be from the Book of James, right? So we're gonna have the general idea of the Book of James from round 1, and then round 2 is gonna be fill in the blanks, all in the Book of James. And we will do true or false from the Book of James, and we do the final round will be the general Bible knowledge. All right, we all Bible students, right? Okay, so okay, so for major question you have 30 seconds? 20 seconds? Okay, for your major question, you're gonna have 20 seconds to answer the question. And if you're not able to do that within that time frame, you're gonna be moved to the next church for 10 seconds, not for 5. For 5. 5 seconds for a bonus question, for a bonus mark. All right, so if you're able to get it right, you're gonna have 3 points. All right, and a bonus mark if you get it right. it will be 1 point. So you have 20 and 5. 20 for your major question and 5 for the bonus question. Everybody okay? Right. So Mama, you want to start with the...
Okay. Our first question goes to CTK. Your question is, who has God chosen to be rich in faith and to inherit the kingdom?
Time. Bonus question, bonus mark to. You got 20 seconds, man. Yes.
At least do like 10, a countdown saying at least 10, 5 seconds, so we know. You just said 20 seconds, so we don't even know if the 20 seconds is up. So, excuse me. So if you could, please, if you could say like 10 seconds remaining, so we
Okay,
know.
all
So
right.
yeah.
Okay.
If that's possible.
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay.
But
Are we still going to be marked
but
off?
we can't give you the mark, though.
Oh, how's that?
Yeah.
Really?
Okay. Wait. Okay, so the rules were you have 20 seconds from the time that the question is asked. So if you didn't answer in that time, it's a bonus question for Philly.
For 5
So
seconds.
Philly, I'm gonna ask the question again, and Philly has 5 seconds to answer, okay? Okay, are you ready? Who has God chosen to be rich in faith and to inherit the kingdom?
The poor.
Correct.
Well, what we were looking for is those who are poor in the eyes of the world. But since you're able to get a poor, and it's just a bonus mark, we give it to you.
Philly, the question is, if you have discriminated among yourselves, you have also done what?
Evil judgment.
Correct.
Okay, Emmanuel Brown for 3. What happens if you show favoritism, according to James?
You are being discriminated. You are discriminating.
No. Seven seconds.
Oh, dishonored. You are dishonoring the person.
3, 2, time is up. What happens if you show favoritism, according to James? Two, one, done. What happens if you show favoritism? One, move it over. Okay. Three, two, one. Move it. Could you please move the microphone?
You're a lawbreaker?
No. I'll give it to you. Sorry. I'll give it to you. Okay, right, because, okay, all right, calm down. because it's just a bonus question, what I was looking for is you have sinned and you're convicted by the law as a lawbreaker. So once you get a lawbreaker, I'll give you the mark.
Okay. Atlanta. Atlanta, your major question is, what happens if you show, oh, sorry, okay. What causes faith to be dead?
Ten.
Faith without deeds.
5. Yes, give it.
Correct.
Watch it. Watch it. Watch it. Brooklyn. Your question is question number 5, and it reads, according to James, how did Abraham show his faith through his deeds?
Okay, guys, please. All right, let's start again. Yes, you got 20 seconds.
When he was willing to sacrifice his son Isaac.
Correct.
Virginia. Okay, Virginia for 3. According to James, what did Rahab to do to be considered righteous?
She lodged housing for the spies.
Yes, good. Give it to you. Well, listen. She lodged the spies and sent them off in different directions. That's what I was looking for. And that's what the book of the NIV version said. But I'll give it to you this time.
Ohio, your question is, James makes a strong statement of the only person who can tame the tongue. Who is this person?
No one can tame the tongue.
Correct.
UBPC. Your question is, how should one show that they are wise and understanding?
By showing it in their deeds.
I'll give it to you. It says by show out their good life and by their deed done in the humility that comes from wisdom. So the deed is given. So it's fair that I give it to you.
Right. Toronto for 3. Wisdom that does not come from God is what? According to James.
Earthly wisdom.
Nah. Time is over. Move it over.
Earthly and demonic.
Yes, I'll give it to you for 1. Okay, listen. James, guys, listen. James 3:15. I wanted 3 words, right? Earthly and spiritual and demonic. Right. So you just, for your bonus, for your main point of 3, I couldn't have given you 3 for just 1. You know, you got to be fair here, right? And I'm from Toronto too, so, you know. We got to be fair in the house of God.
Major question to Montreal. What do you find when there is envy and selfish ambition?
Nine, 8, 7, 6, 5.
Lust.
Time's up.
What do you find when there is envy and selfish ambition? Time, next.
Evil practice. It's like evil practice and.
Correct. Okay, so after round one, CTK has no points. Philly has 5 points. Emmanuel Bronx has no points. Atlanta has 3 points. Bethel, Brooklyn has 3 points. Virginia has 3 points. Ohio has 4 points. UBPC has 3 points. Toronto has no points. MTL has 1. Okay, this second round is fill in the blank. So your job is to complete whatever is being said to you. You have to fill in the rest, okay?
So CTK, your question is, if anyone lacks wisdom, you should ask God. Blank.
Who gives without finding fault?
Who gives generously without finding fault? I give it to you.
What shirt is that one? Philly. Philly, your major for 3. Blessed is the one who perseveres under trials, because having stood the test, fill in the blank.
Having stood the test, he will receive the crown of life.
I'll give it to you for 3.
Emmanuel Bronx, your question is, according to James, every good and perfect gift is from above, coming down from the blank.
The Father of the heavenly lights.
Correct.
ATL. Your question is from James 1:27. No, sorry, from James 1:22. Do not merely listen to the word, blank.
And so deceive yourself. Do not merely listen to the word and so deceive yourself.
That's correct.
Brooklyn for 3. Religion that God our Father accepts as pure and faultless is this: Ten, 9.
Repeat, please. Can you repeat, please?
Time is almost up. 2.
Faith with works.
No. Sorry, man. Religion that our God, our Father accepts as pure and faultless is this.
Is to take care of the widows and orphans.
Take care of widows and orphans. I'll give it to you as a bonus mark.
Virginia, your question is, if you really keep the royal law found in Scripture, blank. If you, sorry, go ahead.
Then you should love your neighbor as yourself.
Correct.
The next goes to Ohio, and it's from James 2:12. It states, "Speak and act as those who are going to be judged by the law that gives freedom, because blank." Seven seconds.
Because the Lord gives generously.
It's time. The next.
All right. Because mercy without judgment will be shown to anyone who hasn't been merciful.
Absolutely correct.
UBPC. James 2:18 says, "But someone will say, 'You have faith, I have these.'"
Show me your faith by your deeds. Show me your faith.
I will show you my faith by my deeds. You show me your faith by your.
Wrong. I'll repeat the question. Right.
You didn't repeat the question for Christian.
Okay. Right.
That was during their time. Nah. You got to be fair all throughout.
I gotta be fair. I gotta be fair across board, right? Sorry.
Show me your faith without deeds, and I'll show you my faith by my deeds.
I'll give it to you for one.
Okay, Toronto. James 2:18. Shh. You believe that there is one God, good, even blank.
Even demons believe in one God and shudder.
Correct.
Montreal, our neighbors. Your question from James 2:26. As the body without a spirit is dead, blank.
So faith without deeds is dead.
Absolutely right.
After round 2, Christ the King has 3 points. Philadelphia has 8 points. Bronx has 3 points. Atlanta has 6 points. Bethel, Brooklyn has 3 points. Virginia has 7 points. Ohio has 4 points. UBPC has 4 points. Toronto has 3 points. Montreal has 5.
Okay, true or false questions. Listen, this is very tricky. We're now going to repeat the questions. You have to listen very carefully. The questions, I repeat, is very, very tricky. All right? And we are now going to pass on the true or false, right? Okay. Let's start from Montreal. Yeah. Montreal, true or false? Trials make us grow in faith. And James claims God put temptations in our way to make us get along with our brothers and our sisters and be happy. True or false?
False.
Yes, for 3.
Toronto. Yeah, my people, Toronto. Your question. Silence so that Toronto will hear it. I'm going to be in the same bus with them going back. It says, if any of you lacks wisdom, you should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it will be given to you. True or false?
True.
That's correct.
UBPC. The book of James speaks highly of everyone who is quick to speak, slow to listen, and slow to become angry. True or false?
False.
Correct.
Ohio, for 3. James claims to say that we merely listen to the word and deceive ourselves. True or false?
True.
Now it's false.
Virginia. Your question comes from James 2:26, and it reads, faith with or without deeds is dead, according to James.
True. Very true.
That's incorrect.
Is faith with or without deeds? The book says faith without deeds is dead, no faith with deeds. Told you it's tricky.
Brooklyn. The book of James, chapter 1, consists of about 29 verses. True or false?
False.
Correct.
Atlanta. True or false? Atlanta, for 3. But if you show favoritism, you sin and are convicted by the law as lawbreakers. James 2, verse 9. True or false? Listen, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to ask the question again. Hold on. But if you show favoritism, you sin. Let's restart. Okay. If you show favoritism, you've sinned, are convicted by the law as lawbreakers. True or false?
True.
I'll give it to you for 3.
Emmanuel, bronze, Emmanuel. The tongue also is a fire, a world of evil among the parts of the body. It corrupts the whole body, sets the whole course of man's life on fire, and is itself set on fire by hell. True or false?
True.
That's correct.
Philly. But the wisdom that comes from heaven is first of all pure, then peace-loving, considerate, submissive, full of mercy and good fruit, impartial, and sincere. True or false?
True.
Correct.
Christ the King for 3. What good is it, my brothers and sisters, if someone claims to have faith but has no deeds? Can such faith save them? True or false? True for 3.
Okay, after round 3, Christ the King has 6 points. Philly has 11 points. Emmanuel Bronx has 6 points. Atlanta has 9 points. Brooklyn has 6 points. Virginia has 7 points. Ohio has 4 points. UBPC has 7 points. Toronto has 6 points. MTL has 8 points. This is our last and final round, round 4.
The general Bible questions. Okay, I will start with Christ the King. What is the last word spoken in the Bible? Ten. 9.
Amen. Amen.
Amen for 3.
The next question goes to Philly. It reads, how many wives, it says concubines here, let me say girlfriends, did King Solomon have?
$720. How many wives, right?
Go ahead.
726.
It's time.
700 for wives. 700. He had 700 wives.
Yes, and then there are 2.
And 300 concubines.
That's correct.
Okay, the question is to Emmanuel Bronx. What 2 men in the Bible never died?
Enoch and Elijah.
Correct.
Atlanta for 3. Who shut the door of Noah's Ark?
Noah himself. Noah himself.
8. 7.
God.
5.
God.
God for 3.
Brooklyn, your question. Pay attention. Which apostle was a tent maker?
Andrew.
8, 5,
John.
3,
John.
1.
Pass it over. You have 5 seconds.
Bartholomew.
Time.
Pass it over.
Thomas, Timothy, James,
Time.
Judas, Judas.
That's
Mark?
correct. It's Paul. He said Paul.
What'd you say again? No. What'd you
What
say?
did you say?
Oh?
Mark.
Oh, then that's
No,
not correct.
it's wrong.
Moving on. Martha.
Peter?
They didn't even hear.
That's wrong. Of all what have gone on, you should have.
No, so nobody got it. It goes well.
Okay. Yes.
Mathis?
Judah.
No.
Apostle Paul.
Paul. Yes.
Okay, so the question is for Virginia. How long did Jesus hang on the cross?
It was Sabbath, so he had to be off before sundown.
How long?
3 hours, 5 hours, 7 hours. 8 hours, 9, 10.
Wrong.
3 days. A week.
You said I'm going to cross for a week.
3 days.
Wrong.
4 days.
Next.
All right, 2 hours.
Next.
Pass it on.
14 hours?
Pass it on.
All day.
No.
Seven hours?
No.
1 day.
No.
2 hours?
No.
5 hours.
No.
30 minutes, 40 minutes,
No.
50 minutes, 60.
The correct answer is 6 hours.
Ohio for 3. What were the first spoken words in the Bible? The first spoken words in the Bible.
In the beginning.
Spoken word.
Oh, it is good. Oh, let there be light.
Let there be light. For 3.
UBPC. Please let's be quiet a bit so that they will hear us and we will also hear them. The question: who was the only female judge of Israel in the Old Testament?
Deborah.
That's correct.
Number 10, don't ask that question too. Don't ask number 10. Yes.
Okay, Toronto. In the Old Testament, what happened to the kids who mocked Elisha's bald head?
They were mauled by bears.
Correct.
My turn? Montreal. Montreal for 3. How tall was the giant Goliath?
9 feet. 9 feet. 9 foot.
9 feet
9 feet tall.
and
3 inches?
no. Yes.
9 feet 5 inches?
No. Pass it over. Time is up.
12 feet.
Pass it over.
9 feet 6 inches.
Pass it over.
9 feet 7 inches.
Pass it over.
9 feet 3 inches.
Pass it over.
Yeah, I still have 4 seconds.
Wait, what?
9 feet 2.
No.
9 feet 9.
9 feet 9.
That UBPC? That was UBPC.
Who answered the question?
Yep. Yes, sir. UBPC.
Where do we go to?
You're trying to win it.
Well, we have a tie.
You have a tie?
Okay, so right now we have a tie between second and, like, for the second and third place spot. So we're gonna ask questions to just those two churches, okay? You'll know who's first when you know who's first, you know what I'm saying? Okay. Okay, so the two churches are Philly and Emmanuel Bronx.
Okay, for the tie, we should be asking just one. One shouldn't be fair though. One each. Okay, so we're gonna go back to the book of James. James, you're gonna start from question number 11, I think, 11 or 12. Okay. So round 2. You see the round 2? No, round 2 is that's round 3, right? Okay, go ahead.
Okay, the first question is to Philly. This is fill in the blank. You must say what is exactly written in order to get it correct. If you paraphrase, we're not giving you the point. James 3, verse 18 states that peacemakers who sow in peace will what?
Reap a righteous life.
No,
Inherit the kingdom of God.
no.
Can we flag a friend?
That's time.
Weep in righteousness.
That's not the exact words. The exact words is reap a harvest of righteousness.
We can give it to you, yes.
Okay, so this one, Emmanuel Bronx, you're going first. You have to say exactly what is written. James 3, verse 8 says, but no, oh, we already did this one, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, James 4, verse 16 says, as it is, you boast in your arrogant schemes. Fill in the blank. As it is, you boast in your arrogant schemes. Blank. Wrong. Okay, back to Philly.
The mic is always on.
Okay, James chapter 5, verse 3 says, "Your silver and gold have corroded, their corrosions and blank."
And stains will testify against you in court.
Oh.
You're not saying it? You're not saying it again?
Okay, your James chapter 5, verse 3 says, "Your silver and gold have corroded, their corrosions and..."
And cries will testify against you.
Yeah.
So the complete sentence is, "will testify against you and eat your flesh like fire."
Yeah, so we can't give it to them. Okay, you can move to the true or false questions in James 2.
Okay.
Okay, so whose question is, whose major question? Bronze. If anyone among you is in trouble, let them first pray and call elders or the minister to anoint them with oil. True or false?
False.
For 3.
Okay, question to Philly. Elijah, this is true or false? Elijah was a man just like us. He prayed earnestly that it would not rain, and it did not rain on the land for 4.5 years.
False.
Correct. Hey.
I got it right. That's all that matters. Yeah. See, I got it right.
Okay.
Okay, question to Emmanuel Bronx. This is not true or false. It's just a general question in James. What does friendship with the world mean?
It means enmity against God.
Correct. Okay.
24.
Emily?
Oh, it was correct.
Against.
Okay, question to Philly, 25. What should you do if any among you are sick?
Go to the elders of your church, and they will anoint you in the name of the Lord.
Ask the elders to pray for you.
Yeah.
And
They anoint you with oil. The prayer of a righteous person is powerful and effective.
give it to them. Yeah. Give it to them.
I got it.
General Bible questions.
Okay, you guys
Say the
read.
same, please.
Good, good. Okay,
Let's do the General Bible.
General Bible.
What's the question?
32.
You doing 32?
Okay, to Emmanuel Bronx. What? You need to name all of them. What are the fruits of the Spirit?
That's 9 of them.
Wait, in 20 seconds?
In 20 seconds, kindness, tolerance, self-control, patience.
That's time.
Joy, kindness, peace, patience, self-control, faithfulness, love.
That's time. Okay.
Number 36.
36. The question is to Philly.
Okay, no. Choose your own question.
Okay. This is a two-part question. What are the first 5 books of the Bible called, and who wrote them?
Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy.
You didn't listen to the question.
Who wrote them? I'll say for all of them, it was the Jewish people who wrote them.
Wrong.
The Israelites.
Probably Jew.
The 5 together is called the Torah, and it was written by Moses.
Correct. Okay, so that's it. Okay, so that was to break the tie between second and third. So now we're going to announce our winner. So first place was Atlanta with 12 points. Second place after we broke the tie is Emmanuel Bronx. And third place goes to Philly. Okay, so we're gonna invite our Reverend Ayado up to come and present you guys your plaques. Hello, Ora.
Does that mean we can go? Crap. Why can't we go?
Can you give the mic to whoever?
Amen. Amen. I think this has been a very good exercise, especially coming from that heavy lunch. You didn't sleep. Praise be to God. Amen. Amen. I believe this exercise is only ending here. You take it back home and continue your Bible studies. That next time, you will be the contestant. And I mean you, one of you, will be the contestant. On that note, I would like to call the third placed church. That is Philly. Yes. Philly, oh, Philly.
Turn around, take a picture.
Bronx Emmanuel. And now, the winning team, my own boys from Atlanta. Thank you all so much. Thank you to the quiz masters, those who set the questions, very thought-provoking questions. I hope next time when we meet, it will be another or the same church that wins again. Amen.
Amen.
Oh, you guys can go. You guys can go.
All right, other contestants, can we give them a round of applause? They studied very hard. If you guys can do me a favor, grab your chairs and take it to the back, please. Go around this way with it. I ain't gonna lie, I'm happy them boys won because they was gonna walk back. I ain't gonna lie. Praise God. All right, so we've been sitting for a while, so if everybody wants to just get up for a second and just stretch, so I'll be on our feet. Come on, guys. Come on. Everybody be on their feet. You're sitting there looking at me. Stand up. Yes, I'm talking to you. Blonde wig, stand up. Braids, stand up. 12-inch bust down, stand up. Twists, stand up. Braids, LA hats. Now everybody stand up. Yeah, I'm about that life. Stretch it. It's good for you. All right, you guys can be seated. Just wanted to get you guys up for a second. Good job, good job, good job, good job. Actually, I didn't see all of y'all clap for Atlanta when they came and got their awards, so can we please give them a round of applause? Like, they did that. Come on, they won. Come on. Just because you didn't win don't mean you don't got to clap. It's calm. All right, so we're going to do something a little bit differently, something that I don't think we've ever done before at conference. We wanted to do some like real life discussions with you guys about things that, like practical skills that you guys need in your everyday life, right? So we have a group with us here today. They're called Uplift Communities, and they're going to be giving us a talk about finances and managing your finances and so on and so forth, right? When Papa prayed for us on the first night, he said somebody in here would be millionaires, right? Billionaires, right? And we're not going to get there magic, right? There has to be an aspect of us working, right? Faith without works is what? Faith without works is what? So now we're going to handle the practical aspect of managing finances. I'm going to read a little bit about them, and then I'm going to introduce our guest speaker. And when I do, as we always do, guys, we want to give them a big welcome, make them feel like they're part of the family, okay? All right, so their goal is to give their participants an advantage and become successful through education and training on financial literacy, entrepreneurship, life skills, and college and career readiness. Now, just go ahead and raise your hand if one of those things applies to you. Everybody in here's hand should be up. Everybody in here's hand should be up. All right, so without doing too much talking, I'm going to introduce to the stage Mr. Julius Caranda to give us our financial talk. Can we give him a huge round of applause? Oh, we can do better, guys. We can do better. Come on.
All right, how y'all doing? That's it? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Okay. I heard the excitement earlier from the some of the Bible study questions. Y'all did well, because I think I only probably would have got like Genesis, and then after that, it gets a little shaky for me. So don't I'm here to teach financial literacy. So as said, my name is Julius Caranda. I'm from Uplift Communities. We are a education consulting company. We primarily work with high schools, junior high schools in the greater New York City area. Most of our schools are in the Bronx and Harlem and Brooklyn. Who said that? Who's the Bronx? Okay. Fordham Road, East Tremont. Okay. Any Brooklyn in here? Brooklyn's not in the house. Queens? All right, where y'all from then? All I hear is Wells, Maryland, PG County. Okay. Where else? Where? Montreal. You speak French? Okay. Yeah, Montreal is nice. I like Montreal. Okay, what else we got? So I hit. I can't hit where? Philly. Okay, I'm scared of Philly. I'm staying away from y'all. Listen, I don't want the dream chasers after me. Okay. Oh, Columbus, Ohio. I get it in. Okay. Midwest. Who else? Chicago in here? Toronto. Okay. Drake, the 6. All right. Okay. All right. Well, I'm from Queens. Y'all in my neighborhood. I got any problems, I'm gonna get it. I'm joking. But I am from Queens. Right now I live in Brooklyn. So my business partner's up here at Chumbro Tanda. We're trying to get the presentation fixed up right now. But like Uplift Communities, I said, and Chumbro, because everybody here is from Ghana, right? Ghanaian? Okay, no? Oh, Nigeria. All right, I'm half Nigerian, half Liberian, and we're not going to start the Jollof Wars right now because we know Liberia will win. We know Liberia will win the jollof. We know who got the best jollof in. Okay. Okay. All right. We're not gonna do that today because we're gonna be here for 2 hours. All right. So while y'all just be cool, I'm gonna just try to figure out this technical difficulty so we can get this started. All right. Cool. Oh no, because I think I know what happened. Because I was connected to my. There you go. Boom. Is it? What is it? No, I have to. I'm going to maximize this. Okay. Can you see? Okay. Perfect. All right. We're back. All right. So, does everyone have their phone with them? All right. If everyone can go to their phone browser and type this website for me, it's called menti.com. MENTI.com. Right. So once you get to menti.com, I'm gonna need you to type that code for me. 4206-9231. So menti.com. Let me know when you guys are on. MENTI.com. Let's see. Okay. So the code is at the top of the screen. 4206-9231. So 4206-9231. And this is what I call this is what we call a mood check. Just want to check in, see how y'all feeling. We got the Jordan crying face on the left. We got Kanye, who's always looks like Kanye. I always forget the dude in the middle. Forget his name. I think that's not Bad Bunny, right? That's Bad Bunny? Okay, there you go. Pitbull, we got Drake, and we got Meek. So most of y'all feeling like Kanye. What's wrong? Everything good? Tired. Okay. All right. Listen, we here to learn financial literacy. So after this, you can do what you want. All right. So Kanye's in the lead. So see, all right. Most of y'all tired. I see a couple Drakes though. All right. That must be the Toronto. Toronto's. Yeah. No. Okay. Montreal. All right. So we can skip past that. All right. So true or false? I want to live with my parents forever. False. I'm seeing way too many falses. Look, no. Oh, I got 3 trues. 5 trues. Okay. No, so no one. It seems like the vast majority of you do not want to live with your parents forever. No. Okay. So where y'all gonna live? Somebody said with their husband. Okay. Respect. All right. So if you're gonna move out by yourself, where you gonna need? You need to where? Go. You need what? Either rent an apartment or what else? Buy a house. Okay. All right. So if you want to rent an apartment or buy a house, what do you need? You need money. Okay. And I heard the magic word. I heard credit. So and let's walk through that, right? Because I think a lot of y'all from different parts of different parts of the world, because you got all parts of North America here. And I don't know what the average rent rate is across the country or even in Canada, but all I could tell you in New York City, it is very, very expensive. So you're going to have your money right. You're going to have your credit right, okay? So what we're going to get into, like, what credit is and exactly what it is, but if you want to get to that point where you're moving out your parents' house, you don't have to listen to, I'm sorry, parents in the room, so you don't have to listen to them, telling you what you do. You're going to have to get It's just your credit knowledge up, your ability to be independent up. We can skip to the next slide. All right, so yes, today we're going to learn credit. Who cares? What is credit? Build your credit, maintain your credit. We can skip to the next. All right, so as you can see, right, everyone, you see Lil Wayne and Fat Joe out there. Maybe you're not gonna be making it rain like that. We should update that picture because I don't think y'all even know who Fat Joe is. We can skip ahead. All right, so you need so credit helps you not only get a home, rent an apartment, but it helps you get a job. Does anybody understand that? Everybody ever heard that you may need to have good credit to get a job? Does that make sense? Not every job, and I'll give you an example, right? So I used to work in banking. I used to work for banks. I worked for JP Morgan, HSBC, things like that, right? So let's say if I had a history of poor credit, right? Let's say I was taking out a bunch of loans. I owed everybody. I never paid any bills on time. Do you think they're going to let me behind as a bank teller handling cash? Why not? And trust me, right? Like I have a history of being poor with money. So if I have access to thousands of dollars at a day, they're going to be like, yo, this dude might take his money to pay his bad credit. His bad credit, pay his bills. You also need credit if you wanna get a nice car, right? Why would you need credit if you need a car? Okay, so let's say if you wanna, anybody know what it means to finance a car? Okay, so if you finance a car, that means if you don't have all the money to pay for it right now, you want to take out a short-term loan to pay off the car, you're going to need to make sure that your credit is on point. Or if you need to lease a car, X, Y, and Z. So all these things are important, right? And then obviously if you need to buy a house, if you need to rent a home, these are all things that you need to have good credit for us. We can skip to the next slide. All right, so back to your phones. Type in what is credit. If y'all can, I want to see some of your answers based on what we talked about so far. And you could be as short or as brief as you want or as descriptive as you want. Somebody said, what, scam? Credit is scamming. Just don't get caught. Because I will not bail you out of jail. Credit is, I don't know what credit is. A score, I don't know. Ruins your life. It helps you in finance. I don't know. Now got NGL, gang, I don't even know. Okay. I don't even know what that word is. The ability to borrow money or access goods or services with the understanding that you'll pay later. Somebody's been paying attention. What is Banku? I am a scammer. Listen, all right. You know they tracking everything on these phones. I know who did what. Listen, all right. Is money low? If I see one more, listen. If those of y'all coming from Toronto and Montreal playing I am a scammer, they're not gonna let you back into Canada. Obtain goods and trust. Score that keeps track of schedules. Credit Karma. Jollof. Credit is not Jollof. Credit is a thing that could help you to get good things. A loan. Okay. All right. I think we got the idea, right? All right. Credit. So a lot of banks, lenders, service providers, and certain employees and landlords all looking at credit. As I said before, banks, obviously, not only if you want to work at a bank, but if you want to take out a loan from a bank or you want to apply for a credit card, you're going to need to have your credit on point or at least on a decent level. Service providers, if you want to get your phone in your own name, because I know most of y'all probably under your parents, if you want to, so you don't want them checking up on your whatever y'all doing on TikTok and all that type of stuff. You want to have that your own phone, right? Certain employers, obviously landlords. Skip to the next one. All right, so what can you use credit for? Scared, okay. You can't use it to scam. I forgot I had scam up there. All right. Buy a house, okay. Get a job, please, okay. Get a car, get a job. And then just as a what do you call it, like a PSA, please don't scam. Like, I've seen a lot of kids get caught up in that, but I think I put that up there as a joke, but don't do that. All right, so y'all pretty much got it, right? You can do it to buy a house. You can skip to the next one. All right. Right, so does anyone understand what credit score is? All right, does anyone know what the top highest level you can get for your credit score is? 850, 900? Okay, that's right, so 850 is usually the top score. That's like if you're at the top of your game, and the lowest you can go is 360, right? So a credit score is essentially how people it's like your report card for life, right? It's essentially how people judge you. They see, as I said, if you go to open up if you want to try to get a loan from a bank, you try to get a loan from, even sometimes a personal loan, they're gonna check your credit. If you're trying to open up a phone, they're gonna check your credit card, with your credit score. So they're gonna want to know where you are, and it doesn't mean if you have a poor or mid-range credit score, it doesn't mean that you won't be able to access stuff. So you can still get a car loan, you can still get a house, X, Y, and Z, but they may charge you way more money. So for example, you want to finance a car, and your credit is terrible, you'll probably pay more monthly versus somebody that has a good credit score. Does that make sense? Right? So, or if you have, if you wanted to take out a credit card, if you have a poor credit score versus somebody that has a higher one, you may get access to less credit. So credit limit. Let's say somebody, if you open up a credit card, let's say the maximum amount you can get is $10,000. Somebody with a better credit score maybe get access to $15,000 or $20,000 worth of credit. Does that make sense? So you want to maintain that balance, right? All right. So what is credit? So your credit history, these are things that are taken into account to make sure that they judge your score properly. So your credit history, all of your credit usage, your credit report, a summary of your credit usage. This is, once again, like your report card, your credit score, numbers generated from your credit reports. Credit scores range from, as I said before, 300 to 850. 710 plus is considered good. The average credit score for individuals 18 to 23 in the United States is 674 as of 2021. And when you guys get home, don't ask your parents what their credit score is, because I'm not trying to get you out of trouble. Don't ask them that. We go to the next. All right. So these are different types of credit, right? Installment credits involves having a total maximum amount available of credit that can be used over and over again, i.e. credit cards. So credit cards, let's say you have like I said before, you have a $5,000 limit. This is the maximum amount that you're available. You can use it over and over again. If you have $5,000 and let's say you put about $2,000 worth on that credit card and you pay it off back to zero again, you can use it over and over again. Revolving credit, a fixed total amount borrowed at once with terms detailing payment frequency and timeline. So student loans. How many of y'all are in high school right now? Any college students? Okay, so either you are about to be dealing with student loans or possibly about to be dealing with student loans or possibly dealing with student loans currently. This is something we're going to talk about later on in the presentation about loans and some things that you have to know about it. But these are just different types of credit that you can, installment credit versus revolving credit. All right. So build your credit. Credit history reveals your past credit usage. You can ensure a positive history by using your credit responsibly, only using what you can repay, repaying all your credit card payments on time, making monthly loan payments. So anything that you do with a credit card or anything you do, regarding your credit is being tracked all the time. So these things can be accessed by anyone who, pretty much anyone that you give authorization to. So if you need to go loan, obviously, if you need to get student loans, they're going to check your credit history. All these things are going to be taken into account. All right, so you need to use credit in order to improve your score. Some ways to start building your credit include getting secured credit cards, but using them responsibly. So that means getting the credit card, spending money on the card, but paying it back after each month. So you're not incurring that debt, and you're not incurring additional interest on your credit card. Become an authorized user on the credit card. So obviously, most of you, it seems like, are under 18. So what you can do is tag along on your parents' credit card and become an authorized user on their credit card in order to build your credit. They can build your credit. Having you on as an authorized user, them using the card, paying it off, and building up your credit. Also, co-signers, having somebody co-sign with you, co-sign a loan, these things can help build your credit. All right, so maintain your credit. Remember to avoid missing bill and statement payments. So one thing I used to do back in the day, when I was probably around your age, maybe I was 18, 19, I worked for Time Warner Cable, which was like a cable service provider, and I used to work in collections. So I would call people asking them to pay off their debt from the bills. And what I noticed is people that were usually financially stable and fine paying off, they were very nice and pleasant on the phone. Hey, sir, I'm sorry I missed your payment. My card might have been, expired, X, Y, and Z. I'll pay this right away. The people that were not, their financial, house wasn't in order, they called me every name in the book. So I would call them, I get cursed out, X, Y, and Z. What I realized is I didn't take it personally. What I realized is this, that they were just embarrassed. They just didn't have the money, so they just took that anger and frustration out on somebody else. So having bad credit, not being in the best financial position, could really affect your life emotionally. It's not just a score or a number, a random number on a piece of paper. These things impact your day-to-day and how you move in your life, right? You should also check your credit score actively often. So does anybody have a bank account? So most online banks, I know Chase does, you can actually get access to your credit score if you have one. Obviously, if you're over 18, you can see your credit score, right? So if you I think, and I believe other banking institutions do as well. They have that, so you can just check the app anytime. You can probably check the app right now, see what your current credit score is, and figure out where you are. Let's see, hopefully you're not at that 350 mark, you're closer to that 850, right? All right. All right. All right. So true or false? You can't start building your credit until you're 18. Is that true? False. Okay. How can you start building before you're 18? Through your parents, yeah, being the authorized user. All right, so yeah, you can start your credit history before 18, right? So we can skip to the next one. All right. All right, so this is just more information how to establish credit history under 18. As I said, according to Chase.com, your parent can add your child as an authorized user to one or more of their credit cards. Adding a minor as an authorized user can help. All right. Build a minor's credit. In some cases, credit issuers report the credit bureaus. So the card issuers report this information to credit bureaus, which also helps build the child credit. So if you're a parent in the room, you can start building your kid's credit right away by just putting them as an authorized user. Once again, you don't have to give them access to the card. You can pay whatever bills and things that you have, but that payment history will also go on their credit score and will be reported to credit bureaus. I don't know how it works in Canada, in Montreal, and Toronto. So I don't know how it works there, so I don't know if that's something that's specific to the United States. You may have, it is? All right, well, God bless. I don't know. Maybe that's information that now that I'll definitely try to look that up, and next time I'm here, I'll be more prepared for the international attendees, right? So recap. So why should you care about? So why should you care about having good credit? Why should you care? It helps you? Okay. All right. What kind of credit and what kind of credit do you, do any of you use any credit? Anybody have any credit cards? Anybody have any? Oh, okay. Anybody have any student loans? Okay. All right. All right. God bless. Just pay a little time because Biden didn't cancel them.
To say, how are you doing? Good, good. What did you have for lunch before I jump into this? Because I want to know somebody save me jollof rice. You didn't have it? Okay, okay. So my name's Achimbo Atande. As you know, I'm from Ghana. And what's going on? So there's something I want to do. Just because you're Ghanaian Christian as well, I usually don't give this tip to people in this group this early, but something that we have is, everybody said credit for buying a house, right? Credit for a car, credit for going to school. What's the best use of credit? But why do you have a business? What's the best use of credit? Somebody said it. Leverage for what? For your future. To make more money, right? To make more money. So how can you utilize credit to make more money? What can you do as students, high school, college? What can you do right now to make more money with credit? I want to hear some answers. I saw how many answers. Okay, ma'am in the back. Madame? Invest in your retirement. Okay, I wouldn't use credit to do that, but yes. What else? So I saw a lot of you put up real estate as an answer. So it seems like many people in this crowd is very interested in real estate. Yep. What colleges do you go to? Can you shout them out right now? Townsend, okay. Howard. Okay. All right, Wisconsin. So I'm hearing a lot of answers. My question is, did you live in that town before you went to college? So what are you doing now? How are you living there? Where are you living? A dorm? You're all freshmen, but do some of you live off campus? Tell me about your off-campus house. Apartment? House? Okay. So my question is this. How many of you have heard of an FHA loan? Sorry, Toronto, this is mostly for our US people, but how many of you have heard of an FHA loan? Sorry, Canada. Okay, sorry, Canada. All right, so FHA loan is a federally US government funded loan that allows people, or subsidized, let me not say funded, that allows people to put lower down payments on a house. Here in the US, we utilize that a lot to buy. Well, the best way to utilize it is buy a four-family. Does anybody know what a four-family means? Anyone? I know somebody in here knows what a four-family means. Okay, that's a good answer. So four-family means 4 different people have sections of the house within. So essentially it's like 4 houses in one. Does that make sense? 4 separate entrances that people can use. So one of the things that I wish I knew when I was going to college is I would have bought a house with an FHA loan, use my parents' credit score to help me get a house. I would live in one of the places, and then rent 3 out to other people who want to live in houses in the neighborhood. Does that make sense? Would people want to live with other students in a house? So how much does an average house cost, let's say in your neighborhood? Do you know? And if you don't, get on Realtor.com, get on Zillow, figure that out. How much does an average house cost near your school? $300,000. Okay, what's 3.5% of 300,000? You're Ghanaian, so I know you know this. Come on. It's a lot more than that. Don't worry. Come on, you know this. Okay. So with that, do you think you can put up that type of money? You can't put down $10,000 between you and your family? You can work on campus to get a job and do that. You make $10,000 a year and save $10,000. Yes. Maybe you won't do that freshman year, but sophomore year you can have a place, right? And so with the FHA loan, what I would do for you is you live in there the whole 2, 3, 4 years, however long you're in school, and then by that time you can leave and rent out the whole the place you were living. Now you have 4 people paying your mortgage and your rent. Does that sound like a good play to use leverage to gain wealth? Okay. So with that said, let's talk more about college, right? How expensive is your college? Huh? 80,000? You're going to Georgetown? Who says 80,000? 17, 8,000, okay. Per year? Okay. How are you paying that? You said God? Huh? Loans? Scholarship? All of it? That's good. Grants? FAFSA. Good. Now, my question to you, this is more so credit. Now, what's the parable of the 10 coins, 5 coins, and 1 coin? Does anybody remember that? The parable. In the Bible. Where are we? Of course in the Bible. What's the parable? Don't sow it, you take it away, right? So all of you are putting in this time, whether it's a scholarship or not, you're putting in money to go to the school, right? How many coins are you going to get at the end of it? Have you calculated that? Why is everybody quiet now? Because we often get into this, we're taught to just go to college. And don't get me wrong, I went to college, I went to law school, I'm an attorney, I'm an investor, all that. I believe in school. Don't scream at me, I believe in school. But I want to make sure we know exactly what we're investing and what we plan to get out of it. So what do you plan to get out of college? What does that mean? How much are you going to make? Is it worth what you put in? And you're going to get, and so I'm not picking on you, but I love the, so you know, because a lot of people go into college and then the degree they come out with doesn't even apply to the job they get. So are you making sure this 2, 3, 4 years that you're utilizing in college is going to land you in the career or job you need? You're saying, of course, but there's a lot of silence. Right? Because this is, now my business partner, Julius, he can't say this because he sits on the board of trustees of one of the colleges. So he can't say this. I don't. I can. Not everybody in a college, it's not everybody's goal for you to get a great education for you to get a great job. That has to be your goal, right? College is a business. A lot of people are being paid. So whether you're taking these, I'm not going to pick on any courses, whether you're taking courses that don't lead directly to life skills or not, people are getting paid. You don't get a discount for taking basket weaving. The same amount of credits, right? So making sure that you are doing or utilizing the money or scholarship while you're there to get the most out of it is the best thing you could do. Now, that doesn't mean I don't have fun, take some things, experiment, but I want to make sure you're getting value out of your investment. All right? Now, let's go from there. What do you all want to become? Who here knows what they want to do in life? You got all the answers. I love you. What's your name, sister? Nice to meet you. Physical therapist. Awesome. Anyone else? Madame? Data scientist. Now let me get, okay. Behavioral analyst. That's phenomenal. And I'll take one more from the brother in the back. My guy, angel investor. Awesome. come talk to us. We do some angel investing, so we'll come talk to us. So now you have your, how much does your career make in the city you want to live? Do you know that? Yeah? I'm not seeing everybody nod their head. So there's websites you can look. You can look on Glassdoor. You can do this research. Because if your tuition is $17,000, $80,000 or $80,000 a year, you're spending that over 4 years. So you're coming out with, whether it's grants, scholarships, whatever, it's about $80,000 in value, not counting for your time that you've given up over 4 years. And if anybody knows one thing, we talked about credit, but money typically, or fiat currency, typically devalues with time. That means the dollar or the CD, right, isn't as strong today as it was a year ago, right? So as we're doing this, is the courier going to paying you back for the investment of the $80,000 every year for 4 years? I don't know the answer. You have to ask yourself. I'm here so you can ask yourself questions. So is it doing that for you? Now, we talked about a few things. Is everybody here on scholarships, or are some people still looking for scholarships? Both? Okay. You know you can still continue to apply. So for my high schoolers, make sure you go to scholarships.com. Make sure you look up grants. Make sure you're coordinating with many student associations at the college so you can pick up scholarships before you go there. But for the people who are in college, this is something I learned in the last 2 years. You can actually still apply for scholarships while you're in college. So don't think it's too late. Give scholarships out for almost anything. You just have to do the work to apply to it. Okay, so if you're a second year, sophomore, or if you're a senior, you can still go and apply for scholarships. Now, another tip that I'll talk about while, and Julius, feel free to jump on if you want to. Another tip that I'll talk about while you're at college. How many of you have jobs on site? Or how many of you are, what are they called? Work study? You're doing work study, right? That's phenomenal. RA? That's what, please become an RA if you can. That means a resident assistant. Essentially, your dorm is free, right? Your food, who said it's a great job? Can you tell them about it, please? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So now, what I want to do is open it up a little bit to questions, right? So we talk about everything. Uplift communities, we handle entrepreneurship, financial literacy, life skills, and college and career readiness. I want to take some time to give you the opportunity to ask us some questions about anything regarding those topics. I can give a little bit more about my background if that'll help to let you know what kind of questions you can ask. But please feel free to ask questions. So me, as I said, I'm a lawyer. I don't practice much. My mom finally accepted that I'm not a lawyer. I don't practice law and I'm an entrepreneur about 2 years ago. Before then, as a Ghanaian mom, you know she was not accepting that. I also invest. So I invest in startups and I also invest in the stock market. I have a small investment in real estate, but that's not really my thing yet. And run a few businesses. So Uplift Communities is my 4th company. We started that about 4 years ago. And I'll let Julius introduce himself too.
Yeah, I mean, as the true bro said, I mean, I think we just had to jump right into it earlier. But my name is Julius Correnda, as I mentioned before. I'm from Queens. Done many things. I currently work in public service in New York. Obviously, we have Uplift Communities. I'm an adjunct professor at a local college in New York City. I'm on the board of trustees at another college in the New York City area. So I mean, we know education, and we know it from from the ins and outs. I mean, we like I said, we're in schools, we're in junior high schools, we're in high schools, we're in colleges. So we may not be in the shoes of y'all on a day-to-day basis, but we interact with young people like yourself all the time. We hire young people like yourself all the time. A lot of some of our employees are current college students or just fresh out of college. I will say this: I think we are gonna jump into some Q&A stuff. If y'all wanna ask some questions, and we'll open it up. It doesn't have to be just college related, But overall, what do you want to know about finances? Something we don't, we may not have the answer to. We can always come back and figure it out. But if you want to know about businesses, if you want to know about owning a home, if you want to know about, just financial literacy, stocks and things like that, we're happy to answer these questions. And I would take advantage of this because I see your hand up, so I'm going to come to you first. But okay.
Yes, that's a myth.
Well, I would add a caveat. I believe if they do a hard check, soft check. If you personally check your credit, it's not going to go down. But if somebody does like a hard inquiry, like say if you're going to take out finance a car or lease a car, that could potentially ding your credit. But it's not a crazy amount. It's just, but it does affect it.
Also, and something else I'll say, thank you, Julius. Something else I'll say, something I wish I knew growing up is questions about being Christian and being an entrepreneur. So if that's any questions around that, please feel free to ask as well. Yes, madam?
Well, listen, I don't know exactly why it does, but I just know at the times and from experience, when they do a hard inquiry, it does make an impact. I'm not sure exactly if it's the credit bureaus taking into account who's checking your credit. Maybe they feel that's a negative. I'm not too sure, but if we can find that answer, we can definitely come back to it and give that to you.
Yeah, I can answer that a bit. So it's a temporary thing. It lowers your scores temporarily. And what they're essentially saying is they're giving you a penalty because they feel you may be a little bit less credit worthy in case somebody's taking out and you may need the funds, but it bounces back within a month or two if everything goes well.
Yes, sir.
So I got my law degree from Vanderbilt University. And how is it helping so I started off at St. John's. My mom wanted me to go to Brown, but she couldn't explain the value of Ivy League to me. So I wanted to play basketball. So while I was focused on basketball. But how does it help me? When I was at St. John's, I actually started my first business. I don't count that, so technically this is my 5th business, but I started my first business here. And somebody essentially broke a contract with me in terms of running my business and operating it. And that taught me that I need to go and learn this stuff so it happens to me again. So that's how I use my law degree now. Thank you.
Good question. Top 3. Well, as I spoke before, authorized users. If you're under 18, if you can get on your parents' credit on a credit card, and they can help you build your credit up. Also, if you're over 18, if you can get a credit. I would say I'll be wary, be very, very careful with credit cards, because if you don't pay them on time, you don't pay them off, that interest can kill you. And you just be drowning in debt. So if you use your credit responsibly, that could with a credit card responsibly, that would be great. Also, even little things like this, like let's say you're going to the store and you just, hey, I want to go grab some candy or whatever, put it in, and from the local convenience store, they take cards, put that on the card, $2 here, $5 here, $3 here, but then you pay it off. Those things can help build your credit. But once again, use it very responsibly. I don't mean you're at a college party and you're in charge of buying all the party libations. Don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Just keep it responsible. And I think the third thing too is also I would just say be overall fiscally responsible, right? Financially responsible. Make the best way. I wouldn't just rely on credit. Credit is a way so that you can incur debt in order to pay things off. Make sure that you also know how to make money. I was a person in college. I always had a job. I stayed with a job. I always had money in my pocket. So that's something I would always be mindful of. I wouldn't rely on my cards and things like that. I always had to make sure that I knew a way to make income, whether through business, whether through just a regular W-2, whether it's just, just having various productive side hustles, doing work study, things like that. So just make sure that you're always having some money in your pocket. I would say that.
Again, in orange. I'll come to you two next. Thank you. You had two questions, right? Yes. So no, I waited. So my first one, I failed. I think a lot of people don't talk about this enough, right? I failed at my first one. We were connecting skill-based volunteers, meaning marketing, legal, tech, etc., with nonprofits across the world. So I was doing that, but I messed up in my calculation of the business model. So the first one I failed. I took a break after that. I did that instead of taking a bar. So I wasn't a licensed lawyer at first. Instead of taking a bar, I was running my company from my last year of law school into my first year and second year after school. So after that, I actually took the bar to rebound. So I became an attorney so I can get my cash back together and then go out and practice again when I felt that I had another vision. So no, all of those I've started independently. Okay. I'll let Julius give a business description of Uplift Community. So first one I already talked about, skill-based volunteering. Second one was e-commerce. So I was selling goods all around the world. This was back in 2016, before it was super popular. So that was e-commerce. My third one was a business consulting firm, which grew out of, because people knew I had the success with the e-commerce, they wanted some advice. And the fourth one is Uplift, as Julius can explain.
Yeah, no, those are great questions. So Uplift, I mean, I'll give you honestly the real version. I think Uplift, we are education consulting, as I mentioned. But one of the, I think the things as products of New York City and going to school here, we just didn't get what we felt like, especially coming from immigrant families, like the substantial support in these schools that we felt like we needed. And then as a college professor, as somebody who was getting students from the products of New York City public schools, I just saw how much they were lacking, not just in education, but just in some of the social, emotional, life skills issues. So once we figured out there's a way that we can go in these schools early, before these kids get to college, before they get into the real world, and we can start giving these lessons, I think it not only helps us as a business because we can make money from it, but it helps us as a society because now we're bringing better people coming into the world, into society. So that's, I would say that would be the real description of Uplift Communities, hence the name.
So it depends on what credit we're talking about. If it's a credit card, make sure you pay every single cent by the end of the month. No, by the end of the month. Excuse me. So there's a payment date. So if we're talking about credit cards, there's a specific payment date that relates to the credit. So for example, I have my Amex. It closes on the 7th of every month. Right? So by the 7th of every month, I make sure everything is paid off if there's anything on the card. But if it's something different, like a term loan or like a mortgage loan, you're not paying it. You're paying off that principal. Hopefully, you're paying off interest, plus hopefully you're paying a lot into the principal. Because if you never pay off the principal, you're going to just be paying interest for the rest of your life. Yeah, it's okay if you put it on automatic payments. Just make sure you're clearing out. Because one of the worst there's almost no way to get back other than just making a massive amount of money once you really start building up credit card debt. Because they're charging, right now, it's 20 to 29% interest. There's very few investments that aren't pure gambling that will get you that type of return. And that compounds monthly, if not daily. So be very careful with credit card debt and making sure you pay it out as soon as possible. You're welcome. You want to take the brother's question? So I'm not as familiar with Roth IRAs, but essentially the point of it's investment retirement account. What you're using certain IRAs for are the tax benefits either before putting your money in or after putting your money in. So there's two major ways people use IRAs. One of them is they utilize it to reduce the current tax burden they have. So let's say you have the $6,000 limit or $6,000 cap for some of the IRAs. You put that money in, some of that they're not counting towards your current salary. So it's as if you made $6,000 left. There's another IRA where you actually get taxed on the money you put in, and this is actually what Peter Thiel did, one of the investors in PayPal. You get taxed before you put in the money, but once the money's in there, you can utilize it to buy other things, and you don't get taxed when the money comes out. It has to wait till you're post-60. I forget the exact age, but it's after 60. But then that money's tax-free. So he essentially has billions sitting in it because one of his investments with Facebook that he's going to get back tax-free.
Yeah, the Peter Thiel situation is crazy because he literally, not to nerd out too much, but when he was an early investor in Facebook, who now owns, now is Meta, Instagram, WhatsApp, he valued his stocks, his shares in Facebook under 6,000 so that he'd be able to put it into his IRA. So, quote unquote, they're worth less than 6,000 when he put it in, but obviously those things probably worth in the billions at this point. There's different companies. I know there's I think John Hancock. There's different services that you can use. Some jobs also offer IRA accounts along with your 401k. They're different retirement funding. So you can do it on your own, or you can do it through your job. There's different ways you can do it.
Yes, sir, in the back.
Scam. No, I'm joking. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You want me to take it?
No, go ahead.
So and I know I just talked about college. I think the best thing you can do is your education. So that doesn't necessarily mean college. That can mean go to a course, a certificate course. That means going to conferences. That means reading books. I spend thousands of dollars, several thousand dollars each year on books, right? So invest in your education, because if you don't know it, you're just going to throw money everywhere and you don't know what's going on. How many of you know, the last year or so, everybody's been talking about doing Airbnb, right? Yeah? Have you seen what's going on with Airbnb in some markets in terms of people who bought houses to Airbnb? You haven't, right? So there's been a 50% drop in vacancy, 50% increase in vacancy rate. So that means there's not as much demand to get into these certain markets anymore in Airbnb. But because everybody heard it was hot, they put in their 10,000 or their 15,000 to get a property. But that happens every few years. It happens. Julius has a great point. Crypto, AI.
It was crypto a couple years ago. It was AI. It was Bitcoin. Everything is we live in a very trendy society. So when people have money and they feel like that FOMO, that fear of missing out, we tend to put our money into things because we feel like, all right, if I don't put this right now, I'm never going to get rich. But you have to realize we live in an innovative society where there's constantly going to be something new. So as the Chimbro said a second ago, you want to educate yourself. There's a lot of things. Look, one of my favorite quotes is, "It's nobody's business to teach you business." So, right, so you want to, and I say that to say, you have to invest in yourself to know and stuff. So people will take your money all day for investments and ask you no questions. But if you're not educated, you're not doing your due diligence on what you're putting your money into, you are doing yourself a big disservice. Because even let's say you do win, let's say you put in your investment in something and it blows up and explodes, you're not going to be able to recreate that because you don't know what you did. You just kind of did something on the fly.
Here, we're gonna take one more, and then what I'll do is, just because I want to make sure we end on time and give the conference some time, maybe we'll hang out in the back just to take some more questions if you have some more questions. But I'll say one thing. Speaking about Julius, I'm going to tell you a story so I do trading, right? I don't do that. I'm just busy, so I do trading. Bad habits lead to worse. One of the scariest things I see is when people succeed too fast. I'll tell you just my example. I made a bunch of money one day. So the next day, I got very excited, right? It was like a week later. I was feeling really good. I was feeling excited. I lost 17,000 in that day trading. And this isn't options. I do futures trading. So that means the money's gone right there. It's not it might come back. It's gone. All right? But the reason I share that story is not to, it hurts. It still hurts. The reason I share that story is because that came out of me being too confident in that one success, right? Versus having a process and really understanding what I'm doing, which is different from now. So I'm going to take one more question quickly, and then I'll hang out in the back if you have some more questions, all right?
Startups?
Yes, find startups to invest, angel investing.
Oh, I mean, is it angel, was it IO or .com?
Angellist.co.
Angellist.co. So, as Achumba mentioned, we do angel investing. So that's a resource you can sign up for, and literally they have like pre-seed or even seed startups. So I don't know if you're familiar with, but that's some of the language in the angel and investment world. So you can look at that, and then also just in general, like if you're young, I mean, and I say outside of just the traditional ways that you do it, like it's through the angellist.co's, what you can also do is, I would also say, like, look, don't sleep on investing in just your local small businesses, right? Like, I know everything is hot. Everyone wants to know. Everyone wants to invest into the next Facebook. Everyone wants to find the next Airbnb. But sometimes, look around your neighborhood, somebody may be doing something. It may be a laundromat there. There may be somebody that wants to open up a franchise, let's say a Burger King or something like that. They may need investments as well, and you'd be able to maybe even see your money go and grow at a faster way. You can kind of touch it, right? So I'm not discounting, because we invest. I have investments as well, but also just don't sleep about your local community and who you can invest in as well.
Yeah, and actually, since I'm going to shout out one person, we also do direct investments. He's Ghanaian, Eric Asiakwan. He runs a fund based out of Ghana that invests in tons of companies across the continent. So you definitely should check him out. All right? All right, thank you for your time.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, brother. You gotta send me the link to that suit, man. Can we give them another round of applause, please? All right, before I dismiss you guys, let me sit down. We gotta have a little conversation, guys. All right, so do I have everybody's attention?